Welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been great, dude. Been really good, man. I had a really relaxing weekend. Dude, it's crazy. It was the first weekend in a month and a half that I was just home. Like everything since Italy's been Italy, New York, Orlando, Miami. Like, again, super grateful. Phenomenal 5 weeks away from the house. But bro, just to have like a Saturday and Sunday where it's just like gym, couch, bed, bro, phenomenal. So like I was so grateful for that, bro. It's just like your body just needs you to like to slow the fuck down sometimes. And I just be going so fast. So feeling refreshed. Sure. Got a trip coming up to New York, so looking forward to that. But how about you, bro? How was the weekend?
Yeah, the weekend was good. A friend of Sarah's, actually the best man, I think the best bridesman. I don't know. You know, Jason. He was
like Mail of Honor or whatever.
Yeah, Mail of Honor. Yeah. He had a housewarming party, so
nice.
Me, Sarah, Moon, and a bunch of other people went there. It was kind of weird because this was the first time we felt old. Like there was a ton of kids and shit, and we were in the corner like
like people without our kids. Age having kids, like kids were there.
Like they brought their like 1-2 year olds, and me, Moon, and my girl were in the corner like pounding shots, like being grateful that we weren't like, you know, cleaning up shitty diapers and worrying about all that. So it was a fun experience. I haven't really had too many like house parties out here, especially because owning a house out here is expensive to begin with. So
crazy.
Most of the people we know have apartments, but yeah, it was fun. I've been on like a bit of a diet, just trying to shed off some pounds. And then going to LA this coming weekend to the 88 Rising Festival, Head in the Clouds,
which you mentioned a couple times.
So
Yeah,
we'll see Rich Brian and a few other people I know. Should be interesting. I think it's going to be kind of like Coachella, where I don't really know too many people and I'm kind of doing research in advance, but I'm excited to be home in any case.
Yeah, dude. Also with those, like if it's going to be that kind of a setup where they have like multiple stages, I think like the beauty in that is also like, even if you don't do research, someone just like grabs your attention. Like as you're walking by, you're like, oh fuck, let me go peep this. So
right.
Hopefully you have a bunch of those moments too.
For sure. Yeah. So looking forward to that. And then a trip after that, going to Italy for a wedding. So a lot of traveling.
Yeah, dude, we were just talking offline, but you might have a busy September as well. Cause is that the second half of September or like the end of it?
The beginning.
The beginning.
The end of August through Labor Day.
Oh, okay, not terrible.
Yeah.
Not terrible. All right, yeah, that's what. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. We can definitely take a couple weeks off and then just come right back to it. Did you guys figure out what you're gonna do in Italy that's like besides the wedding?
Not really. I mean, we just want to explore the city. I'm not sure if there's like too much to do in Lake Como. I think this could be a wrong assumption, but I think it's a bit tamer than
it's
maybe some of the other parts of Italy.
Yeah, it's a bit tamer.
Probably just regular shit like sightsee, eat, drink.
I didn't know if you guys were thinking about like maybe like going to like another country or like going to like another major city in Italy before you came back.
So we are actually we're going to Mallorca, Spain, for the first 3 days of the trip.
Nice.
The first few days. Then we're gonna spend a night in Milan, which is like an hour away, I think.
Bro, so be careful in Milan, bro. Be careful in Milan, bro. They didn't like me. Like I was too dark. So just I really want to understand. Like I want to hear your experience afterwards, bro, because man, like I would, if I could just trip advise Milan as a whole, 0 stars.
0 what?
0 stars. 0 out of 5 stars.
Oh, 0 stars. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that place was crazy, bro. Like I just like I went as a kid with my mom when I was like 13. But going back as an adult with a group of everyone who's minorities and just darker complexion, like bro, no love for your boy.
Yeah. Well, thankfully we're only there for the night because it's like the closest major city. So
to get in and out, for sure.
Yeah, if it does suck, at least we could be like, fuck it, we'll go inside.
And even so, what lucky for me as well. Like same, I only did 1 day, 1 night there. And it did suck, but we still had one more place to go before we came back home, which just seems like what you're going somewhere else after that before you come back to San Fran.
Yeah. So it's really more so like a pit stop because we have to fly out of Milan as well.
So like an extended layover, pretty much.
Yeah. So I mean, it should be fun. I haven't been to, well, I went to Italy for a family trip when I was like 16, but I couldn't really do much. So I feel like this Euro trip will be a different experience.
100%, dude. Adult, spending your own money. You realize how much money our parents made work, because it's like, how do you like, because you were with like multiple kids, right? It's like, how the fuck do you afford this?
Yeah,
bro?
it was a lot of people, and the Euro also was probably
it was way more expensive back then.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cheaper now, so
yeah, it's cheap. No, it's gonna be a great time, and like I think the heat wave is coming to an end. Because like when I went, we were like in the midst of it. So I think you would.
I don't know. My wife has been complaining about the weather forecast. That shit looks.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That it's still hot, like, bro.
90.
Because usually around this time, like their fall comes earlier. So that's interesting.
Yeah. So hopefully it calms down.
But I mean, Mallorca's a beach town. Lake Como's like a lake kind beach of like town.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, it's not that like, because when we went to Venice and Cinque Terre, like those are also like beach waterfront towns. Like it's much cooler there, bro. Like in Rome, I was sweating.
Oh, I bet. Just it sounds congested. Just
dude, congested, the concrete, everything. But in those beach fronts, bro, like you feel it all day long. Like it's not too bad.
And you get to pack lighter. I think that's what I enjoy, because I'm like throwing a few shorts, maybe one pair of jeans, a couple like thin button ups, a couple t-shirts, and like I'm good to go. Yeah,
keep it moving, dude. So yeah, you're gonna have a great time. That's exciting. It's less than a month away, which is, time fucking flies right now. So awesome, dude. All right, but before we get into the episode though, obviously I saw you on the TikTok grind for the Blair Anthony movement. So just talk about the rollout, the marketing, initial feedback on the song Paradise that's coming out next Thursday, right?
Yeah, next Thursday. Or sorry, next Wednesday.
The 24th.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Evening of next Wednesday. Making the TikToks has been an interesting experience. I haven't really figured out like what works and what doesn't. I'm still in that experimental phase, but I did do one video where I made it seem like Kanye and Khaled were listening to it.
I saw that one.
And somehow that was like the quote unquote viral one. It has like 36K views.
Dude,
haven't really gotten many comments on it.
Oh, but there was at least one.
I mean, comments about his outfit and shit.
Oh yeah. They weren't talking about the song, which is it's like I figured it.
Yeah. And then I got some followers. The only comment on the song, I'm sure you saw, this dude said mid, and I was just joking around, and I was like, haha, I was like, that means good, right? And I put like the little nerdy face emoji, and he responded all passive aggressively like, no, sorry, mid means average. I meant below average, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I don't know. That was the first time I've had like someone really try to troll my shit. Probably shouldn't have responded to begin with, but I guess I'll have to get used to that, because TikTokers, especially the anonymous ones, will just try to discourage basically any creator from doing their shit. So that's something I'll have to deal with. But I'm also trying to do TikToks that aren't even related to my new songs. Like Ignore Me, for instance. I did like an Uzi mashup where I put my vocals on his song 20 Minutes, because coincidentally like the pitch is the same and it flowed really well. So I'm just gonna do stuff like that, just to try to build a following of some sort. But outside of that, we'll see what works. Also trying to experiment with stuff for the pod. I know we got some haters in our last couple clips.
Yeah, dude, that's funny. Yeah, no, but back to focus on you first. I mean, I definitely just saw you trying new things, bro. So that's all you can do, right? So it's only going to benefit you. Obviously, the stuff you're trying to put out music-wise, and you'll learn little tricks and things that worked, and we'll obviously apply it here. Dude, it's funny. Like the last video we posted on TikTok did better than the previous 3, but then like the comments were like, "Why are you guys hating on Drake?" It's like, bro, we don't want to hate on Drake. We're literally telling you we hate having to say this, but the song is ass. Yeah, and like no one could comprehend why.
Yeah, I will say though, I've listened to the song a bit more. I didn't put it on my playlist, but I listened to it a few more times, and I thought to myself, like, if I did hear this at a bar, I probably would like somewhat enjoy it as background music and bob my head, but I still don't think the amount of press and buildup warrants that kind of song, and the people on the song too.
Yeah.
Like Lil Baby, Khaled, and Drake. Like this just felt like a throwaway, which we already discussed.
Yeah, which we already discussed. There's no need to pile it on. But yeah, that was just funny. But yeah, but I feel you do with the troll stuff, bro, because I see it. Because again, I'm not saying I'm taking a step back with it, but like I'm just like really observing on TikTok, like what works, what doesn't, right? Like it's like there's a reason why like you'll get like out of 20 videos, 7 will have the same exact sound, right? And it's popping up on my algorithm, and I don't follow any of these people. Like, all right, so like that matters, right? Like they want you to use a certain sound over and over again. And then but you see some wild ass fucking comments, bro. So like I want to do something similar to like your brother Corey, but like fashion stuff, bro. Because like I'm always wearing like, you know, I think I wear like pretty cool outfits. Like I want to like not show them off, but like just show like a day in the life like of my outfits. But I'm like, bro, I don't want some random ass dude just fucking like shitting on me. I'm like, you know, like, why am I doing this then? You know what I mean? Like,
right. I think that's you definitely got to build tough skin with this shit, unfortunately. But I think what's helped me, at least for some of my music stuff, is if I'm like super confident that something to me is like objectively dope or good, then to me the comments like can't mean shit. Like if I'm questioning whether a song is good or not, I feel like it could hurt me. But like ignore me, for instance, if someone said that's a shitty song, like I just can't that can't hold any weight with me. I'm like, you just don't like the song, which is fine, but you can't convince me this is trash.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. And that's how I feel with the pod though, right? With the pod, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like, bro, you can shit on anything about us. Like, I still have faith in the content. But again, like for me, like being in front of the camera in that way would be a very new, vulnerable thing. So I think with time, it would like, I will build that up. But initially you're like, why am I even doing this? Like, why do I feel the need to buy a tripod and show them, look at my outfits, look at me? Like, I don't know, like that feels very looking, and that's just not who I am. But I also enjoy seeing other people do it. So I'm like, why not fucking also try it, you know?
Right. Well, just look in the mirror and be like, yo, a tall, light-skinned dude cannot be afraid of TikTok. This
is my realm. I'm about to thrive. Oh man, that's fucking great. All right, man, let's get to the episode though. A couple dope topics, a couple things we've been talking about offline. So I'm glad we get to catch up online about it. So I'm gonna be perfectly honest, bro. Like perfectly honest. I went to the gym Friday night. I didn't go out. Was like, let me go to the gym, come home. My goal at the gym Friday night, I'm gonna listen to the entire Game album and give this proper critique. I'm like, Hit Boy produced it. Dude, the Game has been advertising and doing little marketing campaigns for this shit since like, I want to say early July. Like we were like confused. Like, why does he have an interview everywhere? I was like, oh, his album's coming out. Bro, I got through like 6.5 songs and just had to just pull the chute. So I'll be honest, I never got to the Eminem 10-minute diss. Cause bro, like I couldn't do it. So like, did you get a chance to peep it? Did you have a similar reaction? Like what was your take on it?
Yeah, so the first link I was sent was like an early snippet of the Eminem diss song. And I think it's tough because when I haven't heard from somebody in a long time, I just kind of get excited if they're resurfacing and coming back, because it's just interesting to see, you know, what they have to say after they've been gone for so long. But as I was going through the album, I don't know, it just felt really outdated to me. I think that's the best word to describe how I felt. Like this might have been cool or excited me more back in 2009 or some shit. But like the beef with Eminem, like they're both these old rich dudes who like already had their time. Like, do I really want to get invested in this shit? Like it's corny to me, or just simply something that's I don't find interesting. And then the bars aren't bad or anything. It's just like I feel like I've heard a lot of this shit already, like the Blood Crip songs and stuff, and even the beats by Hit Boy standards didn't do a whole lot for me. So I just kind of felt myself feeling bored throughout the entire thing. And there's a lot of fucking songs on there too.
Did you end up going through the whole thing?
I skimmed through the whole thing. I didn't listen to every single song from start to finish, but I did give every song at least. I listened to like at least half of them, but like a lot of them I skipped through. I'm like, this isn't doing anything for me.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I should have done that. Yeah, I didn't skip through. I just like, bro, I just couldn't do it anymore. Dude, but I wonder with the Hit Boy stuff, like maybe he didn't intend for this motherfucker to use all 30 beats. Like maybe he's like, yo, like, pick the 10. Like, why did you use everything?
A pack to choose from, like 300 beats, and you just
he's like, bro, why did you use every single song? Like, maybe do also. I would say that I think like just peeping it from like the cover art and just scrolling down, and you see like 29, 30 tracks. You're like, bro, like, who's it? Like, yo, it's one thing if you're like Jay-Z or somebody, like who are you in today's music to garner the attention for 30 tracks, bro? Like that's
right.
Wild to me that he thinks that he like deserves that attention. Like that's crazy.
Right. I think that's where like kind of your image or message comes in, because when Kendrick came back, like if he didn't really have shit to say, I don't think he would have caused that much noise. But it felt like Game just came back and was like, oh, I kind of want to rap again. There wasn't really any reason for this. It felt like, and I still to this day don't get what he was trying to do other than be like, hey guys, like remember me, I'm still pretty good. Like that's kind of how I felt this project was.
Yeah, but I agree. But it also felt like some of the way he was like flowing on these records was still stuck in like 2005 to 2009 Game. And it's like, I don't think that flow translates very well to today's listeners. Like the same way that if you listen to a Jay-Z song from 1999, he doesn't sound the same now, right? He changed his flow up to go with the times. Like, I feel like this was very much like the Game trying to be the Game, which we loved. Like, we all can agree we loved. But he's also on songs that are produced for today's audience. And it's just like, bro, like you said, I agree that some bars weren't bad. But because it sounds so outdated, it's just like, I guess, bro. Like, I don't know. It just felt like to me, I was just bored, bro. Like, I was just fucking bored. Like, this is boring to me. And did he change his verse up on Easy for the album version?
I skipped that one because I was like, I already heard.
Because you already heard it. Okay. I gotta look back, bro, because I just feel like it sounded different. I don't know if they changed the verse or whatever, but maybe I'm losing my mind. But dude, I was just bored. So like, I wish I had a review to give this, C+, A+. Like, it's just incomplete to me because literally I just could not complete this project. I was like, bro, like this is doing nothing for me, and it sucks. Then like you see them. He had so many fucking interviews, bro, leading up to this, telling you this is gonna be the greatest album ever. It's going number one. Blah 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 blah. I can do this shit in my sleep. It's like, then just do it in your sleep, bro. Like, we don't need this. Like, we did not need this body of work whatsoever.
Yeah. And also, I don't think, like, the hooks were very strong. And I think he was one of the few rappers who, like, had bars, but, like, always had good hooks, whether or not he was doing it. Like, documentary, like, all the 50 Cent hooks, and then
all the 50 Cent hooks.
All the 50 Cent hooks. And then, his next album, Doctor's Advocate, like whoever was on that, like there were really good hooks and everything, and it felt like there was just more of a balance. Whereas this, it kind of felt like if a battle rapper was like, let me just rap on 30 beats, hand it out to you as like this mixtape and present it as an album. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was really just underwhelmed, and I don't know why I was expecting more. Like, I guess silly on us or silly on me for like, because he just did so many interviews, I just figured like, hey, like who would have a rollout this big if your album wasn't going to be, hard? But like, I guess he was trying to fool us. Do you think this diminishes the rise or shine that Hit Boy has had over the last 2 years? I don't think it diminishes that at all. I feel like at the end of the day, most people are going to blame the rapper if they don't fall through. They're gonna be like, damn, you had Hit Boy and you still couldn't like sell X amount.
You got 30 Hit Boy beats and couldn't make one hit.
Yeah. No, I think Hit Boy solidified at this point. At least it doesn't change expectations for me.
Yeah, I agree. Like if you tell me that Jay is gonna drop a song with Hit Boy tomorrow, everyone's peeping and excited for it. Same thing if we get another was it King's Disease Part 3? Like, we all expect it to be good because we also know there would be, A1 lyrics on it, right? So,
right.
Yeah, man. Dude, it's funny, even like mentioning Nas though, I wonder if because of him, like him coming back after so long, did he set the bar too high for these rappers who try to do this whole fucking like comeback routine? Because in my mind, like the game has been retired for the last like 10 years, like realistically.
Yeah, it's not a bad point.
And then and again, you have the same exact producer, and it's just like I'm like, I think subconsciously, yo, this has to be fire, bro. Like, there's no way that Hit Boy's gonna sign off on this shit. And I'm like, bro, this is whack, bro. Like, just like, yo, where are the bangers? Where is anything?
Right. Yeah. No, I was thinking about the Nas. I think that's part of why I got excited because I think we've talked a lot about how we feel like he brought the best out of Nas, Hit Boy, and I'm sure Game saw that. I mean, he named the fucking album what was it, Drillmatic?
Yeah, good point. So
maybe subconsciously he was trying to follow that same formula. And I get it, like he's West Coast, so Hit Boy did different style beats and themes and stuff, but at the same time this definitely isn't gonna put a good positive dent in the hip-hop industry like Nas's albums did.
No, there's not going to be like, if you look at his like discography, like 5-10 years from like, this is not going to be the stand-up moment that he like, oh, I came back and like took over. It's like, no, bro, you dropped an album, barely anyone checked for it, and it kept it moving. Like, so I'm interested to see what the numbers look like after that week, but I can't imagine it's high, bro. Like, I know he's famous enough to maybe get like 50,000, but like, I don't even think it's that.
No, if I had to guess, I'd probably say like 35.
So still more than like, wasn't Logic like 20?
Yeah, Logic was like 20. I mean, I guess Logic is like more relevant nowadays.
I would say Logic.
And he got positive reviews too. He got surprisingly good reviews on that one. But yeah, I'd say, I don't know. I feel like Game would be more likely to kind of fudge the numbers in other ways, and all these interviews I'm sure helped a bit. So I'm going to guess like 35, 40 tops.
Yeah.
Probably 35.
Yeah. I'm going to go with you, bro. I would say I want to see 30 tops. Like, I can't see more than like 30,000 streams for this. Like, I just don't see it. But hopefully we're wrong,
I think
bro.
Hit Boy helped.
Hit Boy helped.
Like,
I think, dude. I think Hit Boy helped. Like, if this was just like Game dropping an album, bro, this is struggling to get to like 15. But I think just Hit Boy like just doubles it up like that. So let's see, man. But going from one LA vet to the next, shout out to Nipsey Hussle, who would have celebrated his 37th birthday this past, I think it was like yesterday, actually, Monday, August 15th. He also got his name officially engraved in LA history on the Walk of Fame. So your thoughts on the great Nip, just, that moment for him and his team?
Yeah, I think it's dope. I mean, he's from SoCal, so it's nice to see someone from
that has to like hit differently, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's good that he was recognized in that way. I mean, I did see a lot of criticism of like, oh, this only happened because he was killed. I do sometimes wonder though, if he were alive, like, would they recognize him in this way? I'm inclined to say probably not, or at least not this soon. But in any case, I guess sometimes death is almost like a requirement for people to really wake up and see the positive that someone did. So regardless, I think it's dope. Hopefully more rappers follow his path. It doesn't seem like that trend is ever going to take place, but at least his family can see that he's getting, the recognition that he deserves.
Yeah, so I would agree with you. I think if it happened so soon after his passing, I think his passing had a lot to do with it. But I do think that it just made whoever's like responsible for anyone's name going on the Walk of Fame, like, acknowledge, this guy did phenomenal work while he was here, and he's a local product. Like, we need to do this. You know what I mean? So, hopefully that opens their eyes up to other people, and we don't have to wait till they pass away at a young age or whatever to recognize them. But I definitely still think it's warranted, right? Like, especially in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, like Nipsey's from everything you've told me and what I've seen since he passed, like a star. So like, why wouldn't you have like the music star of this area, you know, here? Like, that's just to me like also a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like his name is so powerful. Basically, if you say anything bad about him, like I feel like universally most people tied to the streets are gonna have something negative to say or do.
Regardless of what side of the gang life you're on. So yeah, man, shout out to him, man. Obviously it's sad, but would have been 37. As we get older, like that's still crazy to me how young he was when he passed, bro. So like it's just, you know, these moments is like you said, like you even going to parties where you see kids now with people your age, is like, yo, what is happening around us? So but yeah, man, it's still a beautiful moment for him, his wife, his kids, you know. His kids grandkids will now always walk by that and just see their dad as a part of like, you know, Hollywood, not just like this part of Compton that's, you know, super popular. So that's gonna be cool.
Yep, 100%.
But speaking of people speaking ill of our boy Nipsey, so Charleston White, yo, what is he famous for though, bro? Because I just see him on our timeline talking spicy about everyone. But is he just like an OG? Like, what is he famous for?
So he is an OG. I believe he actually went to prison for murdering someone way back when, but he's like a youth community activist from Houston, I want to say. And over time, he's kind of gone viral for things here and there, but he's definitely spoken out quite a bit against, you know, gang rap and the kind of activities that have been taking place. But obviously he's making headlines because he's taken a very aggressive approach with his points. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's been going viral because he's been saying disrespectful things towards rappers that have recently passed away, and even antagonized some rappers that exist that have, you know, called him a snitch or a bitch or whatever, any name in the book.
Yeah, so I know for like when I first saw him on the scene he's adamant that Young Thug and Gunner and YSL is everything the feds are accusing them of. Like he's adamant. Mm-hmm. He's like, bro, everyone knows this. They put hit on people all like, so like, I don't know. Like again, I don't know anything, or we don't know anything about this shit. But the fact that you can just see someone being so like matter of fact is like, okay, mm-hmm. like fuck, dude. Like maybe they are. Like he makes like he's so confident in his approach that it makes you like, interesting. So that was one thing. But then I guess like the recent backlash that he's gotten was with the whole Nipsey thing, right? Like I think he asked for the person who is in jail for killing Nipsey to be released, and I think academics or whoever asked him why, and it was like, well, he's a true gangster. He didn't snitch. And, you know, apparently Nipsey said this, called him a snitch, and he retaliated, and that's just what gangsters do, blah, blah, blah. So your thoughts on those comments in itself?
Yeah. I mean, I personally don't agree with his approach, but at the same time, I do fully understand where he's coming from, because I think we talked about this before. Like when our favorite rapper dies, we're always like mourning them, or when our favorite rapper goes to jail, we're like free them, but we never think about the quote unquote op, because the op isn't the one making the music that we dance to or drink to. So
right, this op, I think he's Eric, basically whoever never had a hit record.
Right, but if he did, like we would be, you know, probably, you know, bigging him up and like saying he's a real one and all kinds of shit. But it's just because Nipsey has the accolades and makes, you know, good music that we listen to, we're more inclined to care about Nipsey because we like humanized him. We've seen him over the years and see his interviews and shit, but we don't know anything about Eric Holder at all. So no one is gonna give a fuck about this person that is just basically a name on a piece of paper or like an image. So I think that's the point Charleston White is trying to get across. No one's really gonna. I actually have seen a lot of people resonate with it on Instagram and stuff, but obviously the hood dudes, especially the ones who love Nipsey, they don't want to hear that shit. They want to see Eric Holder, you know, die essentially. So I don't know. it's tough, but I do agree with Charleston White. I just don't agree with his approach and how he says things. You don't have to like disrespect people to make a point, but I get it. He's playing the internet game. It's like the only way people are gonna ever hear the message.
Totally. No, yeah, that's the most fair take on this, is that I agree with most of what he said. It's just like, bro, you also don't have to shit on Nipsey. Like, he's not here to defend himself. Like, what are you gaining from that point of view? But clearly, the only reason you're doing that is just to garner the views. I didn't care for his apology though, because I think he got a lot of backlash, and I guess he didn't want to lose, the viral moment, and just the way he apologized on video, like, it just didn't seem sincere. Obviously, who am I to judge someone's intent? But like, the way it appeared, it just seemed like someone who's like trying to stay viral, but also is like, I also don't want to get killed. So let me just fucking apologize and move on with my life. So yeah, man, interesting character, bro. Interesting character for real. But low key makes me want to watch more of what he's doing. So maybe he's figured out this fucking algorithm.
Yeah. And just like anyone else, I think he's said some questionable, like, racist things in the past or crazy things, but like, I don't expect any of the people who are telling the truth to be perfect human beings who always tell the truth or things that I believe to be the truth. But from what I've seen a lot of stuff, even older, like he was talking about Lil Uzi and how basically he's never held a Uzi and is not living that life. Like, how dare he? Remember, what's his name was called a snitch? He was like 14 or something because there was some paperwork that he like saw his friend get shot when he was like 11, and I guess he cooperated with the police.
Oh fuck!
I forget his name, but he had like a viral song.
Yeah. Isn't it's not Lil Tecca, right?
No, it's I don't even know his name anymore. I forget.
We spoke about it. It's funny because I think we had that conversation on the pod though. Yeah.
And he basically was criticizing the industry for like blackballing this kid for doing the right thing when he was like 11. Like, you really expect him to be living that lifestyle at that point. So I think he is trying to shed light on the hypocrisy and like dumb shit that doesn't even make sense within the industry and street rappers. But I don't know, man. I think people are just afraid to look like a square.
Yeah, afraid to look like a square, but also like, I don't think a lot of people want to look in the mirror and look at their own hypocrisy, right? Like, 'cause I think like people like, even like us, man, like we're like, this is crazy. Like, why would you be in the street with a gun? And it's like, yeah, that's crazy. Why would you listen to this nonstop and like, help these people make millions? So I think like a lot of people just don't want to look at their hypocrisy, right? Like, 'cause the funny thing is, I can imagine a Charleston White, just what he presents himself, that like, if he's criticizing an artist, I imagine he's also not listening to them. Like I thoroughly believe that, right? So I feel enough of America, or enough of like just the industry as a whole, like most people want to do both. And I feel like, I agree with his points. Again, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, stop killing. Like what you said, there's over 400 million, over 400 deaths in Chicago this year. Yeah. And it's like, why? And then Chief Keef's our favorite artist. It's like, bro, which one is it? Like, which one do you want to support?
No, that's a really good point. Because when I hear him, I believe he believes what he's saying, and like he won't let his kid or kids around him listen to King Von or some other dude. Like, he legitimately thinks it's like the devil's music. Whereas we'll be like, man, that's kind of hypocritical to like be holding this super spiritual vigil for some of these rappers who have like bodies on bodies, but we'll still throw on a Chief Keef, King Von song.
Right. Dude, like I literally can imagine us like with our kids, like sitting them down one day and like, listen, like no bad words and blah, blah, blah. And then just, all right, you good? And then just vroom, and just play the most aggressive shit ever, dude. You know what I mean? So it's just like, bro, like the hypocrisy in all of us. So, I mean, dude, kudos to him if he's keeping it real. Like, again, obviously everyone wants to go viral, blah, blah, blah. But I generally do believe that he believes what the fuck he's saying.
100%. And I feel like I have to respect it if someone not only says their truth, but actually lives their truth. Then I'm like, all right, this is just your reality. Like, even if I don't agree with it, like at least I can trust you to keep your word, basically.
I'm gonna get the same version of Charleston White wherever I see him, as opposed to like, just trying to, whatever's the trend, Because trust me, he is going against all trends. Like, this is not like, no one's really trying to hear this shit. So, again, kudos to him. A little bit aggressive in the approach, but kudos to him. All right, man. So real quick, though, before we get into some other things, did you get a chance to watch any of the Irv Gotti Ja Rule Drink Champs?
I did. That shit is long as fuck.
Oh, it's long as fuck, bro. Yeah. I should have told you, the first 58 minutes and then move on with your life. Because, that even if it wasn't Irv Gotti, on average, I think a Drink Champs interview is like 2 hours and 45 minutes long, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, it's wild. But again, they're killing it, so clearly that works for them.
Yeah. No, I definitely caught the part about the Ashanti falling out and just in general with owning your masters and that whole conversation and some of the Murder Inc. conversations.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't peeped it, Nori and DJ EFN on Drink Champ, shout out to them. They had Ja Rule and Irv Gotti on. Irv Gotti stole the show. And then, dude, from like minute 6, this became like a tell-all about him and Ashanti, why he doesn't fuck with her anymore, that he slept with her while she was dating Nelly, how she did him wrong. And like, what was weird, bro, it's like, you're like almost a 50-year-old man. And then you're also saying, I don't want to come across as a bitter old man. And then you proceed for like another hour, just be like, how would you feel? It's like, bro, like just... Yeah. It felt like too much, bro. It felt like it. And kudos to Ja Rule for like trying to play like middleman because like he's not stupid. He still goes on tour with like Ashanti, makes money with her. But,
and I'm sure he's genuinely like close friends with both of them too.
Yeah, exactly. But like, dude, I feel like it was weird to just it felt cringeworthy, but I had to keep watching it. But it was also crazy, bro. Like, he kept name dropping like all these multi-million-dollar deals he's like doing and signing. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't think the people you're doing the deals with appreciate this version of you, though. Like, because at the end of the day, I'm sure everything they're doing is based off like public opinion. Dude, I don't think a lot of people left that interview thinking like, oh, Irv's a really cool dude. It's like, oh, that's a petty ass motherfucker right there.
But do you think they like maybe already know that like he's the super outspoken like dude from New York who maybe handles is crazy a little at times and has some screws loose?
No, for sure. Yeah, if you're signing what he was claiming like close to $250 to $500 million deals, you obviously know the person inside out. But the public never knew that side of him, though, right? So I'm sure whatever deals they're striking are things that are based off public perception, public opinion, public viewership, right? So like, I know I can see someone being like, oh, wait, that's that Irv Gotti thing? Nah, man, fuck him, bro. He's a fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I can just envision that a little bit, though. I don't know. It was like, it was very cringeworthy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's probably well above the pay grade of the people that we're like used to seeing who probably do deals with him. But it did, I don't want to say resonate with me, but one of the more like impactful moments was when he's like, this is going to sound racist, but when a rich white guy vouches for you to like another rich white guy, it holds a lot of weight and it means a lot. Like that guy Irv, blah blah blah. And I always why it struck me was because I've been seeing a lot of the imagery of Lil Baby and those guys hanging out with the CEO of that like fantasy
Mark Rubin
apparel or whatever,
or Rubin something.
Mark Rubin, I think, and the other guys. And in my head, I'm like, it's funny because, back in the day, they're probably, hanging out with white people's square or just not something you'd ever do. And now they're kissing their ass, like playing tennis and fucking doing all these weird, not initiations, but dares and stuff if they lose. And it's just funny to see these like hood dudes kind of like buckle at the feet of these white executives. It's kind of weird to me and ignorant.
Yeah, it's ignorant and it's sad. And it's funny because like, no, I agree. Like that comment was wild, bro. That was one of the wild comments. But and it's almost like why I feel like you can respect like a Diddy or a Dre or like a Jay-Z, right? Because like that, I feel like that was also the case for them, right? Like they had to fucking play the game, but like I feel like you never see those guys doing that anymore. right? Or you never feel like, oh, the reason why Diddy has a successful life is because he kissed some white guy's ass. I feel like he played the game and then became the boss. But it was weird to hear someone who's trying to come back and finagle himself back to the top, say these things out loud. It's so great to have a white guy who vouches for me. It's like, all right, bro, I guess, man, but just fucking play the game. There's no need to, we know, there's no need to say these things.
Yeah. And I feel like someone like 50 Cent, I know he's his arch nemesis, but it seems like 50 kind of is doing his own man, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
Or at least not kissing ass to the white man publicly and be like, oh, I was talking to this guy or made a deal with this dude.
Yeah. Yeah, again, that shit seemed like that. He kept name dropping so many, it seemed corny to me. But also, dude, what was funny when he was like, and no one's writing, stories and doing this and producing. I'm like, doesn't 50 Cent do that for the last 5 years with Power? Isn't that exactly what he's been doing?
That's all he's been doing.
I'm like, you sure no one does this, bro? But yeah, it was just odd, bro. And again, the motherfucker stole the interview, bro. I only watched an hour. I watched half of it. Dude, I didn't even know
Ja Rule was there till 30 minutes in.
Dude, exactly my point, bro. It was an Irv Gotti interview featuring Ja Rule occasionally.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was intense, bro. But yeah, I also felt bad for Ashanti. It's bro, you don't have to, people don't have to know this guy was you slept with this guy and all this. No one needs to know that shit, bro. Especially because this shit happened 20 years ago. Bro, it's one thing of being over an ex who you're trying to get over an ex from 2 months ago or 2 years ago, bro. 2 decades, bro. I'm sure it was amazing, my guy, but you can't just be doing this shit on TV and just think you're not gonna get backlash.
Yeah, that's some ego shit, unfortunately. And granted, they're all drinking on the show, right?
Yeah, that's the beauty of the show, though, right? The guys who can I would say Big Sean. I think Big Sean was lit, but there was moments where you could tell he wanted to go in on Kanye, but was like, I'm good, brother. Let's just next question, right? So that's a good point. But yeah, that's the beauty and the danger of that show, bro. They're so drunk and high that. But I also feel with Irv Gotti, bro, he was ready to spew shit 5 minutes in. I'm like, bro, you're not even drunk yet. What is that?
I know. That's why I was like, this is off to a fucking fast start. I'm used to fast forwarding. All right, get to the
yeah. There was no easy. It was yo, Ashanti, go. Oh, let me tell you about this girl, bro. She bought me this watch.
I know. And then he's reading, Ja was reading it and everything. I'm like, wait, is that Ja? Because I didn't even know he was part of this fucking interview.
Yeah. Just crazy, man. But again, I hope all those deals he has are, good for him. It felt that they're trying to make a comeback in a major way. So again, may everyone get rich, but it just felt bro, if you're this successful, what's the point of just, dogging some woman for no fucking reason?
Yeah.
All right, man, that's pretty much the main points that I want to discuss from last week. Is there anything from the rundown that we didn't get to that you want to bring up?
No, I think that was it.
All right, broski. So episode 118 in the books. Before we get out of here, heat of the week. So what was a song or two that really had you going this weekend?
Man, I think this week was pretty rough. I know it's rough too when I'm getting my new shit from random TikTokers. Not to say that they don't have talent, because I could be that guy for somebody, but one song I did really like that I heard was from this dude named Trevor Spitta, and the song is called For My Eyes Only, the number 4, My Eyes Only.
Okay.
And it's just a very cool, laid back, sampled song, hip hop song, and it's something that you could just play if you're chilling at home in the backyard, whatever. Kind of gives me, I'd say J. Cole kind of vibe, J. Cole, Amine type vibes, lyrical-ish, but not
still
so
a fun...
lyrical to where it's not chill. It's a fun standard hip-hop track. So I'll definitely be looking out for more of his music. He's not by any means a huge artist yet, so I'm really curious what his future releases will look like. Maybe we should get him on the track too, if he's down. Dude, I mean, not the track, on
the pod, yeah.
The pod.
Or a track with you. That might be, just do both.
Yeah. I actually was considering that.
Yeah, that'd be sick, dude. All right, I just added it already to the playlist. And then for me, man, like it's funny because I kept seeing, I was going through my text messages about like I have like a group chat for music, and then my boy like a month ago sent me the Brent. How do you say his last name?
Brent Faiyaz, I want to say.
Yeah, Brent Faiyaz, the Wasteland album. And I was like, I never heard of this dude. Like, whatever, I'll get to it eventually. I was like, I don't listen to R&B today at the gym, you know. But then, like similar to you, like I was on TikTok and I just saw like all these interviews, bro, like just flooding my timeline. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? So I came across a few songs. The song with Drake is fire.
Wasn't he on? Sorry to cut you off, but wasn't he on the Baby Keem's the 16 Missed Calls song? I forget the name of it, but I'm pretty sure that's him.
Is it?
Yeah, the 16 Missed Calls. That part.
Oh, I don't think I've heard that song, to be honest. Because I only heard Baby Keem for the first time with his last on the album he just dropped, so I didn't even know.
Yeah, it was on that album.
It was?
Yeah, the song, I think it's Lost Souls, is it not? Yeah, pretty sure it's Lost Souls. Yeah, Brent Faiyaz is on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I losing my mind? I didn't even realize that song had a fucking... on Apple, for some reason, it doesn't even have the feature.
Oh, that's weird. Well, I see it listed twice. I don't know why. One's with his name and one's without. But
yeah, it's weird because it has, like, for example, with the Don Toliver song on the Melodic Blue album, like it has that feature, and then it has like it says, you know, Travis Scott, and then it has Kendrick, but it doesn't have that. So that's dope. All right, cool. Good to know. I'll re-listen to that one. But for me, for Brent Faiyaz, Price of Fame, dude, 6-minute song, couple beat changes, just a very enjoyable like listen. You know, to be honest, like a very enjoyable listen. Like I was thoroughly impressed, man. Like even like going from the last album I was telling you about, the Steve Lacy Gemini Rights album, to this, seemed like a very chill flow. So I don't know if like just R&B vibing is the vibe for the rest of the year. I don't know, because I mean, to the just guys give you guys more context of our chat stuff. So Blair and I were talking about how like it feels like we're so over new music, like it's just like we're critiquing it maybe too hard. So I don't know, maybe this R&B stuff is the wave, because honestly, that's been the only thing to really catch my ear. I can't think of the last hip hop song the last month and a half that I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, and it sucks, bro, because like I keep going to my Apple Music every Friday morning and I see new songs dropping nonstop. And then I peep it. I'm just like, I guess it's good, but it's not like, whoa, stop what you're doing, bro. Listen to this track and let me know what you're thinking, kind of a song, which sucks, but that's just where we're at right now.
Yeah, no, it's been rough. It gets to a point where I'm like switching genres. I'm jumping to like lo-fi and reggae and shit. I'm like, I wouldn't normally be over here, especially at the gym. I'm like, I need a certain mood, like upbeat R&B is cool, and I'll even listen to like regular R&B, but like it's gotten to a point where like that's straight up my whole gym playlist.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm telling you, it's been rough out here, man. So again, if someone can shoot us a music recommendation, that's our job. But fuck it, we need help too. I'm assuming you didn't listen to any of the Megan Thee Stallion Traumatized album.
I did not. I was hoping the internet would choose the best song, and if I like it enough, I'll listen to it. But I mean, it's just gonna be about how good she can suck dick and twerk and stuff. And more power to her. I'm just saying, I heard 50 of those songs from her already.
Yeah, 50, at least 50. But again, dude, like, I think they're really just trying to make sure she's a star, bro. Because I don't think she's going, unless again the case or whatever happens with that. But she ain't going away. So
no,
we just got to deal with it, right? Or we just, skip that song or skip that album. But go check it out. We'll post. We should probably just start posting some of the heat of the week stuff on the TikTok page too. So we'll start doing that.
Yeah.
As that's well, man. But cool. I'm excited to listen to the song you recommended, and everything will be updated on both Spotify and Apple. But let the people know where they can find us. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. Check us out at audio-theory.com. We got the merch up there, the playlist, new episode every single week on all platforms as well. So make sure you check us out. If you're new here, share with a friend, donate, do everything you can to help boost the channel. We got a couple of interviews that are in progress, so looking forward to those as well.
For sure. All right, my G. Have a great rest of your week. Love you, bro. And we'll talk soon.
You too. Love you too. Peace.
Peace, everybody.